Hi everybody, it's Thursday and it's time for art, and this week we're looking at watercolour backgrounds and in particular looking at the artist Paul Klee. And you may remember that we studied some of his artwork at the beginning of the year in our colour chaos topic, so you might remember some of his artworks. And we're going to use watercolours to create a background today and then draw a line drawing on the top of it once it's dry, in preparation for some more line drawings that we'll do next week. Paul Klee was born in Switzerland and lived from 1879 until 1940, which was just when the Second World War had started. His father was a music teacher and his mother was a singer. He was interested in music as well as painting. As an artist, he focused on using colour and used lots of different materials to create artworks. He mostly painted with watercolour. So do you remember either of these paintings by Paul Klee? Senicchio, 1922, and Separation in the Evening, the same year. Do you remember these? And Senicchio means old man, I think, in Latin. So a portrait of an old man. And if you remember, we tried to recreate this sort of colour wash before, didn't we? So there's a short video on YouTube. If you want to have a look at that, you're welcome to on this link. And it talks about the ideas behind his paintings. Raumarchitektur, on another one of his famous paintings. How do you think Klee made this picture? What do you notice about the colours? So yes, you may have said that he's used fairly bright colours, different shades of those bright colours, and he's used watercolour paint. You can see it's much more translucent, a bit more see-through than if he'd used oil paints. How do you think the artist made this picture? Well, if you look carefully, you'll see that he's made lots of little brush strokes to create the different stripes and shades of colour. In these paintings, Paul Klee has used colourful water background and created a portrait over the top using simple lines. But do you notice anything unusual about these portraits? If you look at the first one and the second one, this is the famous cat and bird that we'll be looking at today. Well, the first one has got a little man's face, hasn't it? But no body. A little arrow at the top with a watercolour wash as a background. And this one, the whole painting is of a cat's face, but can you see the bird? So you are going to paint a watercolour wash. And for that, you will need some paper, some paints, a watercolour preferably, but not essential. We couldn't find ours today, so we have used some poster paints, watered down with a bit of water. A paintbrush with a T that I've missed there, a pot of water and paper towel to wipe your brush. And the instructions for your colour wash are on the next few slides. So if you click through, and I will also post a little video of my daughter Susie having a go at this herself. So whilst you wait for your watercolour wash to dry, you might want to put it out in the garden if it's a nice dry day. We're going to watch a story based on this famous painting by Paul Klee called Cat and Bird. Now the story itself starts at about 5 minutes, but you might like to watch the whole video because it gives some other information about some of Paul Klee's other paintings. So, welcome back. You should have a dry watercolour wash now as a background. And now we're going to have a go at drawing our own version of the cat from the painting. If you click on this YouTube link, you can watch a tutorial to help you. Now, you might prefer to use a pencil first rather than a felt tip pen or a Sharpie straight away, but see how confident you're feeling. How did you get on? Can you tell me 2 interesting facts about Paul Klee's work? And do you like his painting of cat and bird? Perhaps you're not a fan of this style of painting. What would you do differently next time if you were to try this again? I'd love to see your version of cat and bird. Have a look at the video of my daughter doing hers. And feel free to email me a picture of yours and we can add it to the Year 2 gallery. Good luck, everybody.